It's a symbol of a valuing of something greater than self. It's a tremendous honor to be able to hold something like this and wear it.
From the moment you get in the military, you fight as a unit, not as individuals.
How many pilots were in Vietnam? Thousands? How many did what I did and got shot down and died? No one saw it. Hundreds? I know that. I was recognized.
My father was an exceptional man. He believed in fellowship with other personnel, and that's what he always pushed us kids was, if you don't help your fellow employee or your fellow person in life, you're not going to be much in life as you go through life.
My dad owned a printing company, and the family still owns a printing company. During the Depression, he never laid off any of the employees. One of the few companies in America that never laid off an employee.
Things were tough, but strong father and mother set our compasses for life, and service was a common message.
I remember the motto of my first unit, the 1st Division, no mission too difficult, no sacrifice too great, duty first. And I believe that I felt that.
When I heard President Kennedy's inaugural speech, that's not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, that was motivating to me. It made sense. So that's why I tried to join the service, because I was doing something for my country.
A lot of Japanese American boys were interned in camps, but many of them volunteered for service. I felt I was an American like anyone else. Well, they said, no, you have to prove yourself. You have to prove that we're loyal to this country.
I had been bullied in grade school and in high school quite a lot. I'm not the hero, that you see in the books. And I wanted to test myself. I had come to that point that I needed to do something to figure out who I was.
I didn't want to become a hero, because to become a hero is not an easy thing. When the first sergeant found out I was Jewish, every time he needed a so-called volunteer, he always said, get me that son of a bitch Hungarian Jew. He actually made a hero out of me.
We knew that no matter how much time you spent together, you're training for only one purpose. When you're in the infantry, it means combat.
The fight started on a rainy, miserable, cloudy day when we couldn't use air, artillery, anything else. It was nothing but a rifleman's fight. Early in that fight, I lost all my platoon leaders.
I was looking up the hill, and my buddy turns around and he stands up for some reason, and the machine gun shot him. I said, and I held him. Why?
If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you don't have time to think about yourself. You're the one they're going to look at. You're the leader. And so you've got to give them the example for them to follow, not to fear.
When you see the sight of war and you see Marines that are blown all to hell, you know this is not a good thing.
War is horrifying. It's not glorifying. And a lot of death that day, a lot of death.
It was the worst day of my life, the first time I broke, because I thought, I bet nobody else did.
The worst thing that can happen to a human being is to have to take the life of another human being.
You're a 19-year-old medic. You end up realizing that as a 19-year-old, you're not God.
You tend to think you're invincible out there, and you'd think, gee, this can't be happening to me.
I was wounded, and I think no doctor was going to repair me.
I didn't figure on coming out of it anyway, so nothing else to do. Just keep going till you can.
Not many people know what takes place inside of you that causes you to get up and go when everybody else is hiding, and ducking.
What immediately came to mind was my little brother. It was just instinct. It's what I'd been taught. You don't leave your brother.
Marines don't leave anybody on the battlefield. Someone drops, you pick them up and bring them with you.
I think for guys in combat, it's almost a common thing.
You just have that moment in life, no matter who you are, if you're a fireman or any type of worker, and you see somebody get hurt, and you need to get in there and get them out.
If I'd have been out there, somebody would have came and got me. I just know. That's just the way we were.
No matter how much we love our country, we fought for each other.
I always figured that someone would come to get me if that would happen. And I'd say it's because of brotherhood, we all got back.
I guess the Medal of Honor was confirmation to me that I did my job. And my job was to care for the guys. But, what's my job? I don't think what I did was above and beyond. I never have.
To me, the medal is about the people I was with and the actions we were in, not my action. It's what my men felt about me that makes the medal worthwhile.
I always have to say this medal doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the Marines who did not get to come home. I was just doing my job. They did more than their job.
It doesn't matter what war you're in. War is war is war. We fight for the freedom of the citizens of this country, and that freedom is very, very costly.
This is a painful award. And it took me a while to really start to gently tell people that were putting me on the pedestal that you need to address the price as well.
I'm wearing this medal for the 400 and some people that died in those 4 days. I'm their representative. They won this medal. I was selected to wear it for them.
It's hard wearing it. I would wear it for other people, and that if someone's been over there and saw combat, I can see it in their eyes, and I could see that gleam and just the emotion, some tears, and they were just thanks, give me a hug. I'm glad I wore it for them.
When I put my medal on, I can't stop thinking about the troops. I can't. And I tell them, I said, when I put this thing on, and I have trouble buttoning it, I still shake. But I wear it with pride.
We don't like to fight. That hurt and still hurts, but when it comes down to it, that's what has to be done as it is in the Middle East right now. And the people there are heroic. I think they're doing just a tremendous job, those young soldiers. And every time you see one of them breaking down a door or one of them looking in a tunnel, he's risking his life. And he's doing it not for himself, he's doing it for somebody else.
It's hard not to be moved by the sacrifice of young people today. I think any sacrifice teaches all of us that there is something more important than yourself. Through all the wars we fought, through the difficult periods when we have not had wars, until today when we have young people out the four corners of the world defending us and other people who want to have freedom, that's still alive.
That's why I think the Medal of Honor Society's mission of educating the country on what the Medal of Honor means, who its recipients were, the kind of character and commitment that they had to their country is such an important mission.
Whether it's in the military or in the private sector or in school, you don't let your buddies on the left and the right down. You just do what's right and they'll do it for you.
The day at the White House, when the president put it around my neck, in the front row I had my family, I had my wife and my mom and dad and brother and sister. But the row behind my family was Brennan's family. And next to them was Mendoza's family. And as I felt this light silk ribbon go around my neck, I felt the weight of the sacrifices of those two men and the sacrifices of several of the people in that audience. This is not mine. This is not for me. This represents not just my boys, not just Brennan, not just Mendoza, not all the guys who have been wounded, not all the people who have suffered, not the families that will pay the price for this country. It's not for any one of those people. It's for all of those people. And if I gotta do it, I'm gonna do it for them. And there's nothing they wouldn't do for me, so how could I not do this for them?